Hi, I'm Coach Tom Bratton from the University of Maryland Terrapins, the offensive line coach there. The following DVD takes us through our power attack that we've been very successful with in the last 8 years at the University of Maryland. What I hope to help teach in this DVD is the basic tight end double team attack that we use, and also includes some weak side or backside counters. The power has been a big part of our running attack at the University of Maryland. The scheme has produced in the past 8 years. Every year, this has been labeled a consistent run play for us. By a consistent run play, we're referring to that we average 4 yards a carry on first down, half the distance that we might need on second down, and gain a first down if we call the play on a third down situation. I just kind of interject this in. Oftentimes, when you're evaluating your running attack, when you do average per time that you run the play, this can somewhat be misleading. For example, if you're running an off-tackle play and you run it 10 times, and at the end of the day, you picked up 100 yards, you might think that, well, this obviously was a good play. It averaged 10 yards a crack. But then when you look down and subjectively look at it, and you say, well, we ran it 10 times. One run was for 80 yards, and the other 9 runs were for 20 yards. I wouldn't say this is a consistent part of your attack. So anytime we measure our runs at the University of Maryland, we always measure what we did per carry, and we'd like to be between 55 and 60% consistency with every one of our runs. Something we feel is kind of unique with our power running attack is that we really have 2 different schemes that we use, and we utilize both given the situation. Obviously, the one you're probably most familiar with, regardless of the offense that you run, is the double team at the point of attack on the front side between, let's say, the play side tackle and tight end, or the play side guard and play side tackle was a 3 technique. We also run, this particular play is designed to run off tackle, may bounce outside. If it does bounce outside, the running back better take care of business out there, or else we got predetermined by game plan where we're headed. The other one we think is kind of somewhat unique is we use a kind of a more play side A-gap type of play where the back is not running, let's say in the C-gap perhaps, but he's running more downhill in the A-gap and looks to cut it backside. As always, when you have your offensive line schemes for your big guys up front, you try to minimize the schemes. And so this power scheme is also the base scheme that we use for our counter game, just switching who's the lead puller, who's the backside puller, and also it's our weak side power game. So once your players have mastered this and the rules and different techniques that we use, you have a good chance now to really put in all your gap scheme offense that you have. Well, basically, we're running the power. We're looking for some sort of double team on the tight end side. With the fullback kicking out, he may log the Sam linebacker. We'll lead up on the Sam. The backside guard is pulling for the Mike linebacker, the play side backer, reading the fullback's block. Here's an example of our basic power play here. Basically, we talked about there's going to be a double team here at the point of attack. In this case here, we've got a 5 technique, and we're going to double team with the play side tackle tight end to the backside backer. We're going to down block here. In this case, the guard's blocking down the nose. Our center is back blocking here to the backside. Our backside tackle is what we call a hinge technique, where he's going to step inside, check the gap, run through here, we'll talk about, and come back. Quarterback, we just talked about reverse pivots, gets to exchange the tailback as deep as he can. We drop step and going offside. And here our fullback now can log or kick out the Sam linebacker. Our backside guard is pulling with drop steps and comes around. I'm going to give you a series of these diagrams here. This is kind of one of the favorite formations we like to run this play out of. We're kind of a strong set now. I think it's important when you run the play that the fullback and the guard don't arrive at the point of attack simultaneously. Whatever kind of, your sky's the limit as far as how many different sets and formations you want to run this play out of here. Here we take a look at here. Here we run versus a 4-3 look. Now we're out of a strong set again. Now a different blocking scheme here in the sense that was a strong side double team, front side to back side. Our tight end now blocks the C-gap defender. So he releases inside and works his way up. If the Sam linebacker was to take him or hit him in the mouth, we take that block. We wouldn't bypass somebody, but if not, he's going back to the mic. We have our back block here, the center. Our backside tackle is hinge blocking. He's responsible for the backside B gap to C gap. Once again, our fullback now is blocking the R in this case here. Our first man who showed, if this R came across the tight end's face, he'd block him and he'd bounce the Sam backer. If he releases inside, he goes to Sam. If the Sam backer flies outside and the R stays outside, the fullback kicks out the R. The backside guard pulls around and blocks the Sam backer this way. Once again, this is out of a strong formation here. Now we've got it out of a wing set, which now you might get a difference with what you're doing on the outside. We'll give you a 2-by-2 set. We motion the fullback across and now execute the same play we talked about with him now being here. Our wide receivers, you can see we'll talk about later, takes a minimum split. In this case, it might be 6 inches. He's responsible for immediate run support here on the outside. So the cover 3 or cover 4 look, as we would call it, he would have who's ever coming down to the backside. Our backside X receiver is going as fast as he can in the middle of the field defender or backside half defender here in this case. Probably one of my favorite formations or ways I like to run this is with a strong wing set here. This oftentimes forces some adjustments here on the outside as to if I'm going to be outflanked or I'm going to create wide. If, for example, the R plays inside, you've got great blocking angles to run play outside. If the R stays outside, you've got a pretty good crevice in here to execute your block. Basically, he's running the same assignment as if he would be in the strong set or come across in motion here, but it does put pressure on the defense and force an adjustment. We'll watch some video in a little bit here, and you'll see how this gave us some great blocking angles in a game. Same formation. Now we just soft motion across and get to that side. Now, line splits and backfield depth. Our line splits up front are 2 feet, and we cheat these depending on certain blocks. Our tight end split can vary as well. What I strongly suggest that if you're double teaming at the point of attack, you may want to tighten down your split. We have a saying that man in the gap, there is no gap here at Maryland. So rather than having to deal with a man in between 2 adjacent offensive linemen who can split your guys, we just almost get in a 1.5 foot for a foot split. And you say, well, coach, can't they determine that it's going to be a double team? At the same time, you use the same line split going to the backside of a play. They really can't do that, in my opinion. The toes of our tailback are 7 to 7.5 yards, while the toes of our fullback are at 4 and 4.5 if we were from the eye or a strong set. Obviously, he's a lot closer to the ball if he's in motion. And quite honestly, men, if the tailbacks get the job done, we'll let them cheat their split as long as it's not real indicative of the play. So they may be at 6.5. Some like to be at 7 3/4. As long as they get the job done, I really don't care but so much about that. Okay. Anytime we run the power to a 3 deep look, the wide receivers have a definite responsibility. They must be responsible for the immediate run support to that side. So we ask our wide receivers to take a minimum split at 6 yards. He's responsible, as I said, for immediate run support. He must know the coverage, if it's cover 4, cover 3, or some sort of man. It's both the wide receivers and the quarterback's responsibility to be in a position to block the support. On occasion, the wide receiver will put himself in motion to make this block. Okay, now, versus a base power play here versus a 4-3, cover 3 look. Kind of take you through this a little bit. Here we are strong. We've talked about our wide receiver, tightens his split down. He's got to come on in and block the strong safety. Now, if that strong safety was down even lower than what he is in almost an 8-man box, he might put himself in motion to get to that angle to get his head across and do this here. We ask these guys to be masters of both catching the ball, running with the ball after they catch, and also be nasty blockers. Up front, we kind of talked about already, we're going to release our tight end down inside. In this case here, he may have the Mike backer. If he blocks, if the R is head up on him, we would gap step inside. If the R engages us, we take him. The R works outside, the fullback takes him, and he goes here. Basically, when you're blocking a tackle bubble look, which is what I mean by tackle bubble, is that there's nobody on the tackle. The tight end, the fullback, and the backside guard have these 3 in some way, shape, or form. So if there's a stunt or an angle or movement of some sort, they've got to be able to sort these 3 out on the run. And this is what you got to work through in practice. So in this case, let's say one time the Sam blitzes. Well, the tight end takes the Sam on the blitz, the fullback takes the R, the backside guard pulls for the Mike. Now let's say that the R angles across the tight end's face. Well, the tight end takes the R, the fullback takes the Sam, the backside guard takes the Mike. So you got to work these schemes through. Now you have the same play now, and now you have a cover 4 with the safety rolling down. So we release, and we would release as the corner and just read this. If it was a cover 2 shell, he'd probably take the man on out over here. We'd run off the deep half field player. Recognizing 4, where let's say it's a 2 deep and he rolls down and he rolls up, I'm going to release inside and make my block here. Backfield rules that we use in the power game. The quarterback reverses out at 6 o'clock, getting as much depth as possible, making the exchange as deep as possible in the backfield. The fullback blocks the first opposite color jersey outside the tight end, unless an out call. If it's an out call, now we ask the tight end to block out, and the fullback inserts on the man right inside of him. When the fullback is blocking out, we like to be inside out with his helmet on his inside number. If the defender hard joints us, we kick him out. If the defender wrong arms us, we log. The tailback is going to drop step, gather, receive the exchange, and keys the guard who is keying the fullback's block. If the tailback goes outside the kickout block, he's on his own. It's important when running this play that these three people are all in sync: the fullback, the tailback, and the guard. The fullback dictates the blocking scheme. If he's running and he logs the Sam linebacker, the backside guard must read that and now take a course that takes him outside the fullback's block. The tailback then correspondingly runs through that block is. If the fullback kicks out the Sam linebacker, the backside guard now pulls up inside of that, looking for the play side linebacker. The tailback now keys that as he's going. That's why I think when we talk about formations, it's very important that your formation is set up where your fullback and guard do not arrive simultaneously at the point of attack. There's got to be some element of separation there. Versus an underfront, basically we have a double team here at the point of attack between the front side tight end and tackle working to the backside backer. As we're going to talk about, we like to have our double teams always go to the backside. We've got the guard blocking down, we talked about, the center blocking down. Your back block by the center here is determined by the 3 technique here. If this is a penetrating type of 3 technique, he may want to flat step with his backside foot to get his hat across. If he's light on his hands or doing a lot of reading and not penetrating, he may want to step more at 45 or even parallel with his toes pointed upfield and aim for the upfield shoulder if this man's looping across over the top. On the backside of the play, okay, the backside tackle and center have got to be in sync as to take away any A gap or B gap penetration. We'll make a call here on the backside called a cat call, center and tackle, that he's got A gap run through and the tackle has B gap run through before he comes out and blocks this R. So if this backside backer blitzes here, the center takes him, now the tackle will block the 3 technique. If the 3 technique here veers inside and the willy here comes in the B gap, the center has the A gap defender, the backside tackle has the B gap defender. If the willy drops and the tackle just comes in a base charge, then we'll ask our center to come down and block the 3. We'll also ask our tackle to come down, blunt or take the edge off the 3 technique and come back and block the R who's pursuing off the backside. This way we'll get a hat on this man and take the edge off him right there. Double team blocks is a very, very big part of the power scheme. Anytime we're running a double team block, it's never a 2-on-1 block. It's always 2-on-1 going to a backside linebacker or inside gap responsibility. And I think this is essential when you have this. Obviously, if you invest 2 in 1, you're shy a guy for somebody else on the field when we do this. Now, your inside man, we use a Crowther sled to teach a flipper block. And this is what our post man does. We'll talk about this a little bit later as we go. But we settle step with our inside blocker, flipper with our outside hand, and our eyes look inside for backside linebacker to gap responsibility. And we like to use this sled. We think it's a great tool to use this here. Now, when doing double teams, I think it's important that you have to decide what kind of double team do you want. Do you want to get great push on the down lineman and create a crevice in the defense? And we've done this for a couple of years and had great success with this. But our problem we had with this scheme was we would get so much push. I'm not saying that we have great people, but our guys can play. We could get so much push that the linebackers had crevices that they could seep in on the backside. So we kind of changed our scheme in our double teams to get great. We kind of build what we call build a wall, and that is we want to set the down man up and look to turn him quickly to the inside and catch the linebacker in the wash. When setting up your schemes in your double teams, we'll talk about when we put the diagrams up, we always try to get our schemes on the tight end side power to double team to the first linebacker backside. If you have a tight end side double team or power play or a counter play, we figure it's very, very difficult to get much push on a down guy if you have to come off for a linebacker. So in our scheme design of plays, we try to get this always go to the backside backer. All right, here are some common examples of our double team blocks. And on most of these diagrams here, you've got to envision a backside backer here. But I think this is essential and important. And I think regardless of any type of offense that you run, I think you're going to use some sort of double team here. In this diagram here, we've got a backside backer here. So basically, we talk about a post man and a lead man here. All right? He's going to settle with his left foot and take his right knee and flipper and go through the inside number of this 5 technique. His eyes are on the Mike linebacker for run under to the backside linebacker for run under. He's going to set this guy up and stone him pretty good. Our backside or our lead man now narrows his split maybe 1.5. He can do a variety of footwork to get in here. Whatever he is with his footwork, these two have got to have both of their tails together and be, I guess you could say, tush to tush. Anytime there's separation here, he'll split them, and once he's split, we have major problems here. This is a hands block, so he's got hands on the play side number. He's got flipper on the inside number here. Now, we're going in an ideal world, we would push this 5 technique off, okay? The backside backer, Mike scrapes over the top, backside backer scrapes over the top. If that's the case, as this backside backer is coming over the top, we'll make an overcall and knock the tight end off. Now, resetting our head from here to here, our tight end now comes off and he blocks the backside backer. Our double teams are to the backside backer, not the front side backer. It's a common mistake a lot of young people like to make. Okay. Now, if the Mike backer comes and blows this gap, then immediately I come off and block him. He takes the 5 technique. If the backside backer runs under, I come off, block the backside backer, the 5 techniques over here. If the 5 technique or the man we're doubling in all these diagrams loops to the outside, we don't chase. We feel if there's a loop to the outside, there's something going on from the inside, we'll take our postman and snap back to the inside, looking to help out perhaps the center's back block or a linebacker coming over the top here. All right, here's a look now where they've kicked over and we have a 4-man side. Now you may say, well, how come we're not double teaming the guard here? Because there's a covered man here and there's a covered man on the tackle. Anytime we get in a situation where we have the 5 technique on the tackle, we always want to try and help the tight end. We don't think the tight end's major in this type of blocking scheme, so we like to get the double team here. We'll solo block the guard on a 2Y2 or even a 3. Now you're saying this is a tough block, and it is to maintain this block, but what happens is this block oftentimes runs into this block and becomes a pile here, and it really, the nose that you see diagrammed here really isn't a factor in the play as much as you think he might be. We're still doubling off to the backside. Now, if this Mike back came under, of course, we block him. It's all that way. So your postman always has inside gap responsibility to backside linebacker. Now, if you come down here, the bottom here, we got a 4-3 look. In this case here, the tackle is a bubble. He's not covered, but the guard is covered. So the guard in our scheme would make a call, and he'd bring the tackle down, and our double team goes from here to a backside linebacker here. In this case here, the R, the defensive end, is head up. So we take a gap step inside, a short 6-inch step, and engage this R. Or if we engage the R, we take it. If we don't, release to the Mike backer here. Okay. Now, this is a case oftentimes where we'll get a nose on the backside here, and then we'll talk about this in the next diagram. But we get our push here. If the Mike linebacker runs under, we pick him up. If this 3 technique veers inside, we just climb and go next level. If 3 technique loops outside, we don't chase. This guard would climb inside. Now, another tackle bubble situation we get here, similar situation what we talked about. There's tackles uncovered, so there's no double team here, so we're double teaming here. Tight end, same assignment. Now, this is a look where oftentimes we'll see a whole line stunt where the 3 loops out, the nose will backdoor the center here. The center's back blocking. He's got to maintain this block, so if the nose goes backdoor on him, it's his guy. This is not a pure zone scheme unless you make a call that brings the entire offensive line down. So in this case here, our guard would settle, flipper, the 3 goes away. He snaps right now looking for this nose who's coming over the center's face. He would give help to the center, ensure his block, then he would climb to the backside linebacker if possible. Remember, our double team has the down guy to the backside backer. If we lose our tackle because of the 3 looping outside, he now has to get to the backside backer eventually. What we like to do in this case is check the nose slant across the center's face, bounce this up to the Mike and get on the Mike backer. Here, of course, we're locked on the R, or if he worked outside, release the Sam backer. Here's a situation here now where we block in the power play and we have a blitz. This is a very common blitz that we see quite a bit of here. Okay, so if you look at our double team here, we're going to double team. Our basic rules are we double team, we find the covered lineman on the play side. In this case here, in our opinion, it's the 5 technique. So we're making a tight end tackle, double team to the backside backer. Okay, we're down blocking on the nose. We're down blocking on the 3 technique. We're hinging on the backside. And here's a very common blitz that we see. In this case here, this double team would be, as I would say, would be dead right away as the 5 flashed inside. This tackle now would just take the 5 and ride down. The tight end would step down. If the hip goes away, he would go next level. If the Mike linebacker blitz and hit him, he'd take the Mike. Okay, the fullback now is going to block out the blitzing Sam linebacker. We'll have a kick out. We're blocking down. Okay, our backside guard is going to pull around the double team, or no double, he'll pull around the tackle's block. He'll block either the blitzing Mike or really most likely the Willie scraping over the top. And you've got a chance for a pretty good looking play here. All right, on the outside, depending on what coverage is, we would just go ahead and block the immediate run support, probably the strong safety come down, corner probably blocking in this look here. On the backside, what probably end up happening here is the tackle will probably take the loop 3 technique. We may end up with our center and backside tackle on the loop 3. If you coach this up pretty good, the center can bounce and block the R, who's a fold player. So versus a very common blitz, we're in pretty good shape right here. We see a lot of. All right, now oftentimes you run the play and they'll play the 5 technique to the tight end side will be almost a gap play or a 7 technique. And in this case here, we can make an adjustment in our blocking scheme. We make what we call a short call. And now instead of double teaming the wide 5 technique, which can be troublesome, if that was going to be the case, I would get the tackle and tight end and be foot to foot. If you don't do that, we make a short call. And now we swap responsibilities between the tight end and the fullback. Now the tight end blocks out the Sam linebacker. The fullback blocks out the 5 technique. Now you got to talk to your fullback a little bit about if he wants to make this block. In most cases, it's not nearly as hard as what it looks like. The tight end now, there's no double team, so his assignment is no double team. I go to the backside linebacker with gap responsibility, so he would come on down to the will. Everything else would be the same as the previous diagrams. And now, with the fullback kicks out the 5 technique, who's wide anyway. By the nature of their defense, they've created a crevice here by how they've aligned this, and you got a chance for a pretty good looking play here. We've kind of talked about the 4-3 look, all right, okay, so far. We've got a double team here to the backside. We're inside the tight end to the Mike linebacker, and I think these things have been talked about already. Now, versus a common blitz that we see in this look here, oftentimes we'll see the will come up on the outside here. We see the free down. We'll see these alignments cheat their techniques. In other words, this nose who had been a minus is almost a 0. This 3 technique is almost a gap player or a 4-eye technique, and we'll see the Willie come down. When we see this, we can make a full line adjustment here and make what we call a down call, where now everybody blocks down and blocks their gaps immediately to the inside, anticipating the movement here. If you don't do this now, your tackle is locked onto this 5 technique, and this Willie comes screaming off the edge and will blow up your tailback in the backfield, which is not good as an offensive line coach. So you make a call up front, now everybody just back blocks, and you've caught them in their blitz. Let the Mike linebacker run. He's not going to be a factor in the play. The R most time is dropping, so you've got a tremendous crease right here on your off-tackle play, and it's good recognition for you guys. Once again, your keys for this are the free safety coming down. Willie linebacker is usually a hip player. He's down, very tight off the outside. They cheat their techniques. Maybe he's a head-up technique now. He's head-up technique. He's a 4-eye technique or a gap player, and you kind of have a feel by scout report. We know this is coming out and make our adjustments here. We kind of talked about this already. You get a 4-man side. Now the guard, but we will still, if the down man, if the play side guard is covered with a nose, we'll end up we'll single block the guard. We kind of talked about this in our double team technique. We still double the 5 technique to the backside backer, and on the backside, the idea being that even if this nose loops outside, he'll run into the double team, and it's not that hard to block. All right, versus a pure 50 defense here, which we really don't see that much, but it's a great play against us. Kind of if we follow our base rules. We double team the first covered lineman play side. Tackle covered, they're double teaming to the backside backer here using good double team technique. They're alert for the linebacker run under here, where they're going to have the Mike linebacker. He comes under, and then if everything was worked out to be fine, the buck, as we call it, came over the top, and the Mike came over the top. We make our overcall, push the tight end off on the Mike backer, and life is good. Now inside, because this is a zero nose, we make a double team call here, and this double team call is just for run through. So these two are doubling and being alert for the Mike linebacker coming under, but really their double team is all the way to the will. So if this will comes over the top, eventually one of these two will come off for the will. The backside tackle is going to step down inside, check the Mike linebacker run through in the backside B gap, and come out and block this 5 technique. When we run versus what I call a pure 50 or vanilla 50, we're very alert to what this Willie is doing. If he's not a threat, we want to get the good double team in here, alert for the run through. We'll cat this, so to speak, on the backside, step inside and come back on the 5 technique. Now, if it's a situation now where the Willie is walked up and we feel that he's a threat, we'll make a line call adjustment. He'll say up, up, or whatever, use a common call we would make, and we'll alert the center now. Instead of running the A scheme that we talked about previously on this diagram, we'll change this now and go 2 down blocks here, and now we can take the edge off this veering 4 technique, and he can block the Willie coming off the edge. With the tackle, we would still take the edge off the 4 technique and come back and block the Willie. Play side guard now is knows by the call. There is no double team, that we're blocking down and doing that, and we're still double teaming to the Mike backer here. Oftentimes in pure run situations, we'll see an 8-man box, and that is that one of the secondary people will come down and become a third linebacker and give us an 8-man box. If this is the case, we'll make a blocking adjustment for what we're doing. First off, when we have an extra DB down to the front side, we call it box. In this case, the strong safeties come down. He's at linebacker level now, and he's going to be somebody we've got to factor in when we're blocking off tackle. So the call is box, box. We let the tight end make the call. Now our double team always goes to the next linebacker inside from the box linebacker. So in this case, if this is a strong safety, our double team goes to this backer. Even though this is a middle linebacker look here, we've got to make a blocking adjustment. We still feel we can get enough push here. We can get off to this guy. Our base assignments remain the same. We're going to down block, back block. We'll cat this to the backside check and run through to the R. We will not block the backside linebacker. We feel that the backside backer has to go through a lot of bodies to make this play off tackle. So we'll let him run. If you feel he's a threat, we can combo block the backside tackle and center from the 3 to the Willie, let the quarterback boot out and take care of the R this way. I think that's a lot of sugar for one play. So we like to keep our schemes the same and block this way. So box, box call, they come down and had it. Now, if the free safety came down here, this was the Willie and this was the Mike, we make a similar call, and now the double team would go to that second linebacker right there. So anytime one of these 3 linebackers is a secondary member, we'll make an adjustment there inside. Oftentimes, it's been very, very popular in kind of the defense of the 2000s, I guess, because of its adaptability to spread, has been this 3-3 stack. And really, this falls into us like a box scheme for us. So we'll have our double team here, and this goes to the Mike backer. We have our ace call, goes to the Will, alert for run through, and he'll cat this on the backside. Now, I think this is a pretty good play versus this look. The nature or the strength of this defense is the variety of blitzes and stunts that they can run out of this. And I'm sure if you've encountered this defense, it can drive you crazy unless you have good gap responsibility. Mike blitzes here, he misses here, Sam's here, they run their cross dog stunts or what have you inside. I like this scheme because, as I said, it allows you gap responsible. You know where your guys are coming off to. And oftentimes, this is a pretty good matchup here. This individual in this scheme is often a hybrid, not a full bore outside back or maybe a more strong safety. So this block is a pretty good block. Now what you got to deal with is this Sam linebacker coming downhill in a heartbeat. So you got to deal with this. This backside guard isn't going to have a whole lot of time to get around. Oftentimes these guys will be in the backfield quickly, so that's the other part of the block. But we kind of like this scheme against the 3-3 stack quite a bit. Another run stopper that we'll see a lot is a bear front. Could be short yards or goal line. And now this is, the classic Bear 46 front that we know of, where they've taken strong safety, brought him down to the second linebacker level inside, take one of the linebackers, put him in a man-to-man situation on the tight end, two tight three techniques, a zero nose, a three, and a rush off the backside. There are two ways, in my opinion, to do this. One, you can block him on and down block this the whole way and just gap block this, which is fine. When you do that, you don't get a hat on this guy here on the backside. What we prefer to do is make a blocking adjustment and take our tight end and block out. Since this guy is man-to-man on him, we block out. When we do this, he's man-to-man, and he'll track this guy and get in his hip pocket. He doesn't know if it's run or pass initially. And it creates a crevice here. He blocks the Sam back, or the Mike widens, and this creates a pretty good hole. We like the double team here to the backside backer. We call muscle block this, and this is a tough block, no doubt, and we like to stymie this guy, and it's going to be a pretty good battle going on here in front. We like to pull the backside guard and wrap him around for the strong safety, in this case here. Okay, and this is a pretty good matchup. We'll take the backside tackle and we'll chop the three technique. So by nature of play, he'll tighten his split down, and we just look to engage this guy. We'll let the R go outside, maybe handle him with the quarterback boot. We don't feel he's a factor. So what you get now is you get pretty good play. You get a great double team here. You get a natural crevice by the nature of their defense with him blocking out. Fullback's blocking out the Mike. You're going to hit him right in the backside hip. He turns around, and it's a great shot. Your backside guard's going here, and you got your tailback running through a tremendous crevice against a run stopper defense. We really like this play against this particular surface. Now, another element that I think is good in our off-tackle game is that we can tweak this and add a suffix to it, which we call kick. Now, power is an off-tackle scheme where we're running and making basically a C-gap cut, maybe a D-gap cut. If we call kick, we're telling our running back to, this is more of a downhill play, a strong side A-gap play. Our line blocking assignments are basically the same now, but our techniques are somewhat different in who we're coming off to and how quick we do this. A kick, we like to run kick versus teams that really over pursue their backside linebackers. So if you have a team where you have your front side double teams on your powers and the backside linebackers key your guards very well, or they're really tuned into what you do, and they fly over the top, and oftentimes they leave themselves weak on the backside in pursuit of stopping the front side power play. So this is a power scheme, as I said, with A-gap landmarks, and you have some sort of what I call running back has cutback awareness. We probably wouldn't carry this play into all looks, whereas the power play that we previously spoke about is a tank play in the sense that we always run that play. This play here, we have to game plan you and look at you and see how you over pursue. If you over pursue a lot, we run kick. If you kind of read through your keys, clean your cleats, so to speak, come at a normal speed, then we'll run the power play. Very rarely we'll try to feature both of these. On the kick play, the OL assignments are the same. The techniques are different. The double teams are quick now. They are one count and go. On the previous double teams, as we spoke about, we have our double teams on the powers where we're looking to get push, and really the flow of the backside linebacker dictates for us whom comes off and at what time he comes off. That was spoke about previously. And these double teams, these are really, we would like to meet the backside backer on the opposite side of the center from where the play is designed. So we're not really waiting on what he's doing. We're getting off quick. And quite frankly, if the backside backer flies across the top, we'll just block him across the face of the hole. Also, in our pull technique here, as we previously spoke about with our backside guard pulling, we're drop stepping, pulling, putting all our weight in our backside foot, clearing and going. We're basically we're keeping our shoulders our shoulders are perpendicular to the line of scrimmage as we pull. We're pulling up in the hole. If the play side backer is over the top, we're kicking him out. The play side backer is behind. We're putting our head on the outside. The backside guard's pulls on kick now is more of a drop step and a skip pull, and where you're looking to keep your shoulders square and insert into the line. I've got no problem using the same technique on the long trap, so to speak, or the long pull on the power play. Just here at the University of Maryland, we've been teaching both of these. The fullback is essentially blocking the same. He's kicking out the Sam linebacker, although his block is not nearly as important in this scheme as it is on the power. The tailback is going to delay one count, receive, take a drop step, take the ball and get downhill. He doesn't dare bounce this outside. There's no place to go outside. All right, here's going into our kick play now. The kick is a power scheme that we've talked about now, where our tailback is much more downhill in the A gap, and our double teams are now much quicker. I think it's important when you run this play that the backside guard know where the double team is, in the sense that he has to know where he's going to turn up. I can't take you through this. In this case here, our backside guard would hear a tight end tackle double team call here. Okay, basically our double teams are the same, but they're much quicker. We're going to use the same technique: settle flipper, lateral step, or J step down and get tush to tush. But he's going to leave after a count. He would like to block the backside back on the other side of the center if he can. Okay. Now he also has immediate backside linebacker run through. We're anticipating running this play that Mike is going to run himself out of the play. And quite frankly, if you run the play right, we're not even blocking the Mike. He's running himself out. He's going to come off, engage, the play side tackle comes off, engages the Willie. We're down blocking the nose. Got to have a good block now because the play is a little tighter play. We're back blocking. Now, our backside guard is going to skip pull, working to keep his shoulders square. Insert right inside the double team block and blow up the first opposite color jersey that he sees. What oftentimes happens is that the backside guard helps the tight end on this double team on the 5 technique. So the backside, the double team 5 technique is almost getting trapped by this pulling guard. He blocks the Willie, the Mike flows, we get a double team on the E, and the tailback has a pretty good running course that goes right through the middle here. Once again, it's essential now that these guys get good action on the backside blocks, because as I said, it's a little tighter hole. Fullback runs the same scheme, same blocking sign, but it's not going. It's a quicker hit and play, more inside. Versus a 4-3 look, as talked about, now the backside guard knows that this is a tighter pull, and now our double team, he's going to come off and go to the Willie linebacker over the top. We anticipate running the play that the Mike is flowing pretty good. If the Mike was to stick and not move, our front side guard will probably end up blocking him. He's not going to pass up color sitting in the hole. He'd probably block him, but he's got to sit. He cleans his cleats at all and goes to the outside. We're off to the backside backer. Skip pull around, probably the play side tackle and backside guard, or working on this 3 technique to the Willie, backside guard and play side tackle, or doubling this 3 technique, getting pushed. Our backside tackle is checking the Willie run through, come back on the E. Big block here by our center. You've got to get pushed in the nose, create a hole or a lateral opening here, and the back now will take the ball and run us an A gap cut. We anticipate the Mike and the Willie flowing, so that ball might go right here and cut back right back over here. In addition to running the strong side power play and the strong side kick play, we also like to run a weak side power play. And we like to run this play that we have given a different look. As I think with all split inside plays, you save the option perhaps in the zone read. This play is probably best run as a check with me play, in the sense that if there are, excuse the triteness of the expression here, if there are too many bad guys outside the split inside tackle, then we're not going to run the play. So oftentimes this play is a package play for us. For example, weak side power, check strong side power. Weak side power, check strong side sweep. It's limitless, the schemes that you can put together with this. So we will call this, we'll tag this with a different number. Let's say it's 16, 17 power to the tight end side. It might be 15, 14 power to the split end side. But basically, as I said, we're carrying the scheme when we feel we have a reduction surface, or there's not 2 outside the split inside tackle. If there's 2 outside the split inside tackle, in my opinion, you run out of people at the point of attack, and you don't have much chance for success to run in here. Now, the basic backfield action is the same as we talked about. The quarterback's pivoting, the tailback now is reading the fullback's block. But the double teams now are to the number 2 linebacker, even if this is a middle linebacker. So it's a little bit different when you're teaching your combination blocks inside, that your play side guard tackle combination block is not to the first linebacker backside, although it might be, but it's the number 2 linebacker. And that would be a situation now where, let's say you had a pro 4-3 defense and the Willie was outside the tackle, that would be 1. And now if that middle linebacker is over the center, that's number 2. We feel we can run the play towards there. Here's a weak side power now versus an under front. As we talked about now with our weak side power, this is a check with me play that we like to run. If there are 2 outside the tackle and the next linebacker to the play side of the center, we would not run the play. In this case, here's 1 outside the tackle, so we feel we can run the play over here. In this case here, we've got a double team to the number 2 linebacker, 1, 2. This is not as with the strong side power, we're working off to the first linebacker backside. Now it's a number 2 linebacker. In this case here, as I said, 1, 2. Our double team is to here. Our back block is to here. Our fullback now is in the I. He could be weak or motion, whatever. He wants to log or kick out the R. Our backside guard, it's important on this that he pull, get a little depth so he can read the fullback's block, run outside or run inside onto the will. We like this play particularly when this R is really squeezing the double team. It makes the fullback's block very easy. He can log this. Backside guard goes right around for the will. The X has got to block immediate run support out here. The back's action is the same as tight end side power. Now on the backside, because it's on the backside, we incorporate the backside tackle and tight end in their gap scheme. Here's a look at a 50 on the backside. And the backside tackle and tight end have the most dangerous 2 out of the 3. So if this Mike linebacker was to blitz, the tackle checks him and comes back on the E. If we lose the tackle on the blitz Mike, then this backside Y takes the E, we'll let the Sam run. Okay, if they run some sort of 3-way stun here, ideally we'd let the last blitzer go and cut off the backside B, backside C gap here. All right, your weak side power double teams are as diagrammed. As I said, if we've got 1 outside the tackle, we'll go ahead and run the play. So in this case here, we would have a double team here between the play side tackle, play side guard, going to the Mike backer here. Okay, I would settle inside, block the 2Y. I would take J-step footwork, working it tush to tush. If the 2Y stayed 2Y, I would climb and go to the Mike linebacker, keeping my head on the upfield side here. If we take it down here, where we have a 3 technique, really 2 outside here, but in the sense that we have a down guy and 2 outside, but now we have a middle linebacker, we can still run the play because I have access to here. When you can't run the play is when this linebacker is over here, and I guess what you'd say you have a 4-man side. Thereby, your double team goes backside, and you got 3 bad guys, and only your backside guard and fullback, and 1 guy is left unblocked. So you've got to have, rule of thumb, 2 outside, linebacker, middle linebacker look, or 3-man side, center uncovered. That's got to be your key, in my opinion, when you run this. In this case here, we would use a settle flipper technique here, similar to our tight end side power. Now there's not going to be much push because he's got to come off to this Mike linebacker here. Versus a 4-3 stack look now, here's a situation where if the center's made a back call, you lost your guard, there is no double team. Now he's going to flat step inside. He would take the 5 veer if he came down inside. He would also key the will linebacker blitz. So flat step climb, keeping shoulders square. Once his shoulders are turned at a slight angle, this Mike linebacker comes over the top. We like to keep square. If this Mike linebacker will fly quickly to the outside, last thing we tell our tackle is block the Mike across the face of the hole. We prefer not to do that. We prefer to catch him right here. If the Mike linebacker blitzes underneath, our tackle's got to block him. Here's a situation now where we're double teaming where we don't have middle linebacker. We are double teaming here versus a tackle bubble look in the sense that a 3 technique, we're blocking here to the backside backer here. We'd settle flipper, J step down, get push, work to the backside backer, 1, 2. Right. Here's all indications that are all common schemes that you see for double teams. Here's the power versus a weak side power versus a 4-3 look. Pretty common that we see this here. In this case here, can we run the play? You say there's 2 outside, but we have middle linebacker look so we can run the play. So inside, we're going to lateral step down inside, check the will run through, block the Mike back, or we figure the backers will clean their cleats at least initially and come back, or maybe in this case they run because it's direct action flow play. We also run counter from this play. Our center is going to back block on the 3. Our guard's back blocking on the nose. Our tackle now is going to cat this. He'll set inside, take the edge off the 3 technique, come out and block the defensive end, the R. The backside tight end will release inside and block the Sam. If the R is a 7 technique or a 6 technique and the backside tight end can't release the Sam, they'll make a switch call. The tight end will block the R. The tackle will set inside, help take the edge off the 3, and climb and block the Sam linebacker. But you got to get to the Sam backer on the backside. If not, he'll run down the play. Okay, the fullback will kick out or log the E. Most, as I said, we like to run this when they log. Our backside guard will pull and get depth. He'll block the will linebacker. If the will linebacker is flown down, he'll kick him out. If the will linebacker is playing behind, he'll block with the backside shoulder, keeping his hat in between the linebacker and the tailback. Now, out of this play, in addition to running the power play strong and the kick play strong and the weak side power, we're also run the weak side counter play, which now we just tag this instead of power blocking, we call this counter blocking or counter F blocking if the fullback was to be the second puller. And this is the same line blocking up front, with the exception now that the backside guard who's pulling, instead of reading the fullback's block, he is now going to kick out, and the backside, the second puller, the fullback now leads upon the play side linebacker. So his pull steps now are different in the sense that he is looking to log or kick out the immediate support player outside the double team. We like to run this play quite a bit when the weak side defensive end really squeezes the weak side double team. And really we'll pull our guard and we'll ask him to log or get his inside shoulder on the outside kneecap of the defender, and now the whole play will bounce outside. It's important we're running the play also that the wide receiver to that side block the immediate run support there. Here's a look at our backside, at our counter F play now. As you see, that this scheme is very, very similar to the weak side power. The only difference now is that the pullers have exchanged. In this case here, the backside guard has now assumed the kick out role that the fullback did in the last. So he's going to pull with the kick out, and we talk about running through the man. Pull and kick out, and if he squeezes, we log. If he's upfield, we kick out. If you've got to kick out, remember you go through the man. What happens a lot of times with your guards when they get into a kick out phase is that they'll want to measure their steps and really slow down as they approach this. You've got to tell them that his landmark is a yard behind where the man is and run through that. I like to pull and block it with a flipper. So pull left, it's a left shoulder block. Pull right, it's a right shoulder block in my opinion. As I said, if he squeezes, we would take our backside shoulder and kick out, and really chop his outside knee and ball goes outside. In this case here, we've used the fullback as the second puller. It's important that he has separation between the guard here. In this case here, he can't be running parallel. He's got to read his block. Once again, on these power plays, the counter, weak side power, strong side power, these guys have all got to be in sync. Okay, so he may take a jab step outside, but he should be on his hip, and he's reading his block. He kicks out, I turn in. If he logs, I go outside. The tailback's going to jab step opposite, receive the handoff, and read the block. If you run it from this set, you got to be careful. When this tackle cat blocks down, he doesn't pick off the fullback. You can run it from a two-back set and a strong set here. You can run it from a wing set over here. We run a good bunch of our offense from, no pun intended, the bunch look out here on the outside. So we like this play as a complementary play here as well. Another way you can run this is run this with a toss action, where you literally toss the ball to the H and he takes 3 steps this way and comes back. If you do that, you can incorporate the quarterback as a third blocker coming around here, and now you can run the play regardless of the look outside. It gives you enough hats going outside here. Of course, you got to convince your quarterback that he's got to be a blocker. Most time our quarterbacks will be okay with this, but it may take a little convincing here. But it gives you a good misdirection play from a bunch set, which you can run in all different looks there. I hope this has helped clean up some of the diagrams. I hope this has helped in giving you, the diagrams have helped you in giving you an idea of what we're talking about when we talk about our off-tackle game here, both strong and weak. Okay. What we're going to do now is put on some video, and hopefully you'll see from game action our offensive linemen and entire team implementing these schemes and techniques that we talked about. We like this as a tank play, so to speak. We can run against all looks. Basically, as you probably know, there's going to be a double team somewhere at the point of attack. We're going to pull somebody, a backside guard for the play side backer, and we'll have a fullback or somebody in motion coming across to kick out the run support player here. Our line splits are 2.5 feet, or 2 feet. We sometimes cheat these or we'll option these. Working through here, our wide receivers usually in a minus split. His responsibility is for flat run support or immediate run support in the secondary. In this case here, we like to run this play out of a variety of formations. In this case here, instead of having the fullback in the backfield, where normally would be, we have him up with the wing set. His assignment still remains the same here. Our depth of our tailback is 7 yards. The quarterback's going to open away from the play, get the ball as deep as possible to the tailback. You may put a boot fake on this, or you may not. We like to also fake and give you a power pass type of action as well with the play. So I'll give you the wide view here. Our tailback really stops, steps, gathers, receives the handoff, and then reads the fullback's block to the guard's block right here. Here's a good look here on the wide view of a wide receiver coming in and blocking immediate run support. We've got a 2-deep shell here, an invert safety, a cover 4 as we would call it, and he comes in and does a nice job of digging the scout. In this look here, you see the fullback has the Sam linebacker who's rolled up. We've got the play side linebacker coming out tight over the top, and we'll look at our double team technique from the tight view here. As always, it's good to have a great tailback who can accelerate through the hole and make things happen. Right. From here, we always talk about having a double team at the point of attack. So in this case here with the tackle bubble look, which I call tackle and cover it, these two here are doubling to the first linebacker play side. In this case, should be 56. When we double now, we're always responsible for inside gap responsibility. So the postman is going to settle foot. He'll flipper. In this case, we go from a flipper to our hands and work to turn this guy over inside. When our double teams, we're not interested in creating a huge crevice in the defense. We're interested in building a wall here. We've gone round and round with this, and this may be contrary to popular opinion. We like to build a wall, and then we're going to have the tackle step down. We want to be tush to tush initially. He'll push him off, and he'll climb to the back or over the top. The tackle stepping down realizes that if this linebacker comes under the 3 technique slants inside, he's responsible for gap. It's all gap responsibility. He has got A gap, he's got B gap. Nobody shows you go to the backside backer. We never have a double team situation where we invest 2 good guys and 1 bad guy. You always have to get somebody off to a backside backer, in my opinion. The tight end's going to block. He has the C gap defender. He's going to lateral step down inside. If that guy crosses his face, he takes him. If not, he's going inside here. He's got the D gap defender, first man outside the tight end. Our center's going to back block. He's on backside. Our backside guard is going to drop step and pull, clear his hips. He's got the play side backer. Our backside tackle checks B gap. We use a hinge technique, comes out and blocks number 11 here. Kind of take you through the play here a little bit. Let's look at the double team for a second here. Here's your settle step here. I think our right guard is high. I think it'd be a lot lower than that. Pretty good initial step by our left tackle here. We can tush to tush. We turn him around and come off for that backside backer there. Pretty good right there. Center step is going to step with his outside foot and come back. His foot away on the back block when he's when he's a 2-eye. Step away. Our backside guard here is checking. Backside tackle is checking that gap run through to come back on the backside here. Tight end now is gather step inside or settle step inside. He's blocked the 7 technique, does a pretty nice job. As I said, the Sam backer is outside over here. Our pulling guards do a great job pulling and kicking this out and creating this hole, as they've done a pretty good job by their linebacker scraping down over the hole. Good job kicking out in the back, makes the cut coming inside there. I mentioned to you in the wide view. Nice job by the wide receiver here. Here, reverse pivoting, we're giving the ball to the tailback, and we're setting up for a power pass off this. We've also done it where we bootleg the quarterback around, coming over here, this way, in this case here, so we're setting up for the power pass here. Pretty well blocked play, pretty well executed, and of course you made the backside safety miss, as I said, which is a good way to do it. Same play now, a little different look. I put this one in for teaching here. As you can see here, our wide receiver once again is is releasing inside here. They changed up a little bit now and have a cover 2 look, a soft cover 2, where now the safety is deep, so he's going to cut back, turn back on whoever is the immediate run support, in this case here, the corner, okay, over here. Well, here we got a double team here, going to the backside backer. We're in back block center here. On big over here, gap step down inside, takes the man. I like our action here. Our tails are together here. We're going to the first back or backside. We normally don't like to double team to a middle linebacker. We think that's hard to do. You don't get a whole lot of push here, so it's always the first back or backside. Not necessarily number 3, not necessarily the Sam, the Mike, or the Will, but the first back or backside. All right, backside tackle now. We call a hinge technique, okay? He responds for a B-gap run through to peel back and block the C-gap defender here. In this case here, I thought he left his assignment early. Let's honor this guy, a backside back with a little quicker step. Could probably make the play coming under here as he almost does right here, okay? So let's honor that first and come back late. You don't need a great block on him, but you got block most dangerous threat, in this case, this linebacker here. I think our tight end could use a better job with his right arm here. High arm this guy and take him down inside. Now, in this case here, it's a good job by the backside guard readjusting here. In the last case, when we watched the previous play, this backer came over the top quickly, and we ended up kicking him out. In this case here, he trailed a little bit behind, so our guard was able to readjust himself. Could just happen between the linebacker and the guy he's blocking now, and block right here in the crease. Okay, and as it was now, 23's matched up on the free safety, and good job with a stiff arm and a positive play. Same set here. We've gotten a 3-by-1 set with him assuming the fullback's roll. Put this one in here. You got a 50 front or structure, 50 defense here, which I thought was a good look in how we block this here. I think our wide receiver probably should have stayed on the immediate run support out there rather than released inside. All right, we've got a 50 defense. All right, so we'll just kind of go through this a little bit. Double team now is going to go from the covered man on the play side line of scrimmage. So in the last case, we've had tackle bubble. Here, we're a double team to that backside backer, first backer backside. Now, we're going to down block here. Now, because there's a threat of the outside backer coming on the backside of the willie, we're going to make a call which is going to bring this guard down immediately here. We're going to post the tackle for a count and come back and block him. If you didn't have this man here, you can sit and double team this guy here and get a much better block on the nose with awareness for run through. But because he's an immediate threat, we've got to make a call. We back block everything. We have a little bit of time to peel back and go. So this double team should go from here to here. Going to block out in the Sam backer here. If he disappears, he bounces. If he loops outside, he should go inside. Now, I think 77 shouldn't follow. Okay, this man's going outside now. We don't want to double team to the play. Once that man is looped outside, in my thoughts, the double team is dead now. The down man should take him, and 77 should come off for the backside backer, which he does right here and picks him off. This is always what you're looking for, is backside backer run under, and a decent job here by 77. Now, I think the wide receiver could have probably stayed out here a little bit, and we could have had our play side guard now. Would have been right here for, excuse me, what's happening? That's the defense DB. Our wide receiver is correct in blocking the DB, excuse me. And now, because he came up inside, he doesn't want to clip him, so he releases to that side here. Our guard now is really wide for some reason. I guess he's reading that the hat's outside, and so he's going outside to make the block. These two need to be in sync when you pull. He's reading his helmet, and he should also read the helmets to see where he should go. If that hat is outside, and we've got him logged, and the guard's going to go outside. If that hat is inside, then he should tuck it inside, and everybody should realize what he's doing to react off that block right there. Okay, 4-3 structure, safety coming down. So the wide receiver now is come inside and block MDM here. He thought the safety was that, so he ends up blocking that guy right there. Fullback now blocks first man off. That shows outside the tight end. Fullback's block really doesn't have a man. We've kind of gone through that, and the fullback's assignment is really he's blocking whoever shows outside the tight end's block. So if that was a Sam backer out there, he would take that Sam back. If that's a strong safety, take the strong safety. If that was the 7 technique looped outside, he'd take the 7 technique. In your scheme, if they play you with a 3 and a 9 technique inside, he'd probably take the 9 if that's what your scheme has. So we've gone round and round. We're giving him Sam backers and things like that. He blocks first guy who shows outside the tight end. Here we've got a double team down between these two, okay, and we probably should take this to the backside backer. If you make your double team to the middle backer, you don't get much push on this guy. Even this defender's in a 2-eye technique. We're probably going to call for a double team because we see so much movement in this league. We're probably going to double team down. If not, he'll go secure and bounce. If you had leverage to this man, he may take him. I don't think he's going to have leverage to him, so he's going to bounce to the backside backer here. You can see what he does. You can see by what the tackle does. So he's blocking 30. He really has no leverage to 30 here. Okay, so we end up being, he does take him here, but we realize you can see it's a tough block. He does a good job maintaining the block. Now, if you're running into a 4-3 look and you have strong safety down outside here, okay, coming to the outside, this is blocked pretty well here. Really, the guard should take 30 here, and the tackle here can bounce to the will backer. That's how we'd have to sort it out. We'd run off the corner here. That's kind of why he cuts it up inside. So you can see what I mean by the tackle coming up and having no leverage to the mic. The guard just came on the outside, read the fullback's block, and popped the thing outside and went one hole removed and really blocked the outside corner here. 31 was slow playing this on the backside, so really not a factor. Backside tackle used hinge technique, stepped inside, checked B gap, came outside, made through 31, didn't block them, came on the backside over here. Center's back blocking here, needs to have his hands inside, maintain the block. He got picked up over there, 7-yard pickup. We're not crying, but it could be blocked better. Now the classic just right-left set. We put the fullback in soft motion now to get a block. Here the ball kicked outside a little bit, a heck of a run by the back. So now, last time we had a 9 tight end step down inside. We're double teaming here. Good job off the double team now where this 3 technique veered inside. So this tackle now, he climbed. Now in the last play, you had a middle linebacker look. Here you've got probably a little more of a clear look, I think. You got the backside safety rolled down as a backside linebacker, 8-man box. Okay, so our rule's still the same now. We haven't altered it really. We're going to double team to the backside backer. Here, back blocking. All right, we've got the fullback kicking out here. Now, because the fullback's hat was inside, I think we probably misread this. Our backside guard should probably tuck up inside here. Okay, now you can call this play an outside play, an 18-19 play, which puts everybody outside. There wasn't the point here. Good block by the tight end, really made the play. We pick off the Sam backer here. I think our guard is wide, but he does continue to go wide. Does a good job kicking out in the back, reads the hole here. And really it's the backside backer comes over the top to make the play. We don't have a hat for him. It's inverted safety down inside here. Very good job by the left guard here, taking the 3 technique, rolling him down inside. Good job by the center on the back block here. And it's a good job by the tackle coming down. And as the 3 disappear, climb next level and block 31 here. So I said, back made us right here, made a nice cut. It was a nice pickup. Now I'll give you a little different wrinkle. Now we're going to run the same play, but now use the quarterback as the running back now. So we have a direct snap here. All the line blocking is all the same, but now that the merits of this, I think, you give them a one-back set, which should, in theory, lessen the amount of people in the box to cover the 3 wide receivers that you have, and let the quarterback be the running back here. When we do this, we're in a shotgun snap. The quarterback takes 1 step back, as he's doing right here, and goes in forward here. Same thing on the outside. The inside wide receiver has MDM or flat run support. Nice job coming inside. 3-by-1 set. He's got secondary support coming on the outside over here. I think you'll see the line blocks be primarily the same when we get the tight view. All right, double team's going to go from here to the backside backer. Looks like really we've got a 50 defense here, or almost what I would call a solid look. So we're down blocking everything right now. Okay, so he's blocking down. He's blocking down. He's made a call. And he should come out now and get help on this man here, because we really don't have a guy for this play. That guy goes hard, he can make the play. So pull down, get a piece, come down. Okay, we have a double team situation here on the 4-eye. Okay, end up blocking both guys here. And tight end blocks off to 44 here because he shows in his face. We get the kick out by the fullback. We're turning around. Really, the guard ends up blocking the man. We have really the guards free as we come through here, and the quarterback turns it up inside here. To me, we should have had this double team now. Probably should have gone to the backside backer. We're off to 24. Let the guard pull 44. As you see, he was a kind of a freebie coming through the hole. Nice job by the fullback kicking this out. And a good example of the same play. Line assignments being the same, but now in a one-back set. We take it, find the crease, and let's go. Similar play once again with the quarterback as the fullback. Have a different look inside here. Here we go, we call a 50 defense here. So we're going to have a double team here, going to the backside backer. Going to down block on the nose. We're back blocking to the 3. Now our backside tackle with this combination here, once he and the center are working this stack, so if 25 was to blitz, our center should pick him up, and our tackle would block the 3 technique. We'd let 93 here go. Okay, so we have a call, cat call, center and tackle. They have that stack right there. The most dangerous 3 out of those 3. They got pretty easy here. It wasn't a blitz, so we're good. All right, our double team is here to there, the 25. So it's important as you step, your eyes must go to 25. You can't just have your head in the block here in case that they do run 25 under here. There's no response for him. So he's coming out. Block is fine. All right, fullback in this set here is kicking out. Because of the kick out, he kicked out, hat inside. So backside guard's wheeling around. He's got 44. Let's keep your feet. Okay, and we're 1-on-1 with the free safety. I can live with that. Once again, same play, just out of a 3-by-1 set, but the blocking's all the same up front, which is what I like for the big guys. Same assignments, regardless, 1 back, 2 back. I think on this double team now, it's always important that you get tush to tush, rear to rear, okay? So initially, everybody's the same, okay? So you have a gap step coming down inside. You have a settle step here. We, like I said, use a flipper, okay? But initially, those hips are square, and then now, good job by the tackle, seeing the run through as we talked about. All right, now we motion the man across this play. Okay, now he's going to block flat run support, which he does. Pretty good job by the wide receiver. Puts us 1-on-1 with the tackle. Puts us 1-on-1 with the deep safety here. All right, so you tackle bubble, so our double team will go from here to here with awareness for the run through. I'm 1-on-1 here unless he loops outside. Then I continue on my course and block the next level player. I'm back blocking here. I'm going to pull. Read the fullback's block here. I'm going to step inside, make sure 44 doesn't blitz, and peel back and block over here. Now they stemmed it. Okay, so we're going to that guy, became a middle backer, so it's a little bit quicker, and really 77 should come off to 44 here. We're shy of hat. Or excuse me, we're not. Excuse me, we're in good shape. Let's get 44 over here, double here and go. I think what we probably game planned this to know that they would make this adjustment motion, and now we're going to that side over there. Good block by the tight end coming down inside. And kicking this 76 got enough on. 44 wasn't particularly clean, but he got enough on him to make a play. All right, back solid up. Nice job by the wide receiver outside. Made the cut. Became an 8-yard pickup. Now a 2 tight set, end of the game, or short yards play here. Motion across. Really, we can, with the tight end on the backside, readjust our blocking on the backside. Obviously, we're +1 over here. Good hard run by the back. So our double team now, those two are going to go to him, back blocking. I'm going to release down inside. I've got the C gap player. Because the 3 loops all the way outside, it almost becomes like a 50 front now. Now our guard should release to the backside. The problem here, it gets kind of caught betwixt between, do I take this guy as he blitzing or not? Well, he made a decision to blitz him, and once you engage him, take him, okay? Ideally, I think we would have liked to have him come over here. What I think they're trying to run a very common stunt. We see an angle stunt here, we see. Take the three and loop him over, nose back doors, and then go blitz the Sam backer off the backside here, okay? If we see this coming now, and we knew this guy was going to loop outside, we can make a complete call and make the entire line block in a gap scheme where you would bring the guard down and make a line call there between the tackle and the tight end. Hey, I anticipate this guy's going to become a 5 and double team this guy. It caught us a little bit by surprise here. Still an effective back block here. All right, now, this isn't as good as we'd like it to be on the backside. He's in a position where he's in combination with the center here. He's got to cut this guy off. He can't let this guy cross his face like this. This is critical, okay? Now we step inside, come back, and get a piece over here. Fullback ends up kicking this guy out. Guard shoots up inside, hat inside, I'm inside. There's the crease, okay? Got to maintain this block a little bit better here. It's got a little muddy at the point of attack. Nice hard run here at the end of the game to get us the first down and keep the clock moving here. Now, kick is a play where we run where we think we have very fast flow to stop the off tackle play or fast flow to stop the wide play. So we're going to give the defense the same action with the off tackle play, but now we're looking to wind this thing back. Whereas the tailback's cut in the power play, his aiming point was he reading the fullback in that C gap, D gap. Here, this is a gap front side or an A gap backside play. Our line assignments are the same, but our double teams now are much quicker. We have a double team for 1 count, and then we're off to the backside backer. And in theory, what we'd like to do is create almost like a cross block effect where the post man on the double team is leaving early, and the guard may end up helping the man on the double team, the man coming down to help on the double team. We run in the play because we anticipate backers are flying. So if the backers stick, it's probably really not as good as a play as it could be. Here is the line assignments, also wide receiver assignments, all the same. The fullback's always going to be inside out. He's not looking to read the angle here. Here we put a little fake in the play to kind of freeze the backside. I mean, there's a variety of things you can do with this here. Let's look at the tight view here and see what we got. Now they stemmed the backside safety down. We didn't anticipate this, so we've got a little different look here than what we thought, but that's football. All right, so we're going to double team here to here, but we're going to ask this guard to come off very quick, okay, and maintain it. Anytime you run this play, this is going to be a big block because this ball is going to go here or here. You can't have a stalemate here as you can on an off-tackle play. You got to get push here. As I recall in this play, this was a great block by the center, really created the hole. Now the guard's action, he's going to skip pull. So he's going to pull now, keeping his shoulder square, and he's going to insert inside the double team. So it's important if you're going to run the scheme that this backside guard knows where the double team is. Is a double team here, or is there a double team over here? And that affects his pull coming here or coming here. It will be relaying the calls to the backside. Backside tackle is doing the same thing. He's going to step inside, be sure linebacker doesn't blitz and come back. Okay, he needs to get push on his back block here. He just can't be blocking an area and be a soft block. He's got to get a little push on this. Tight end's block, he's going to rear release and come down inside. We ran this play on numerous times, and what happened is the play, we got kind of schemed this way, whereas now they started to slant this guy inside. You'll see in the course of these plays, they made this pretty tough. Now, quarterback's action is the same. The back's footwork is the same, but he's not at that angle there. He is coming downhill, looking to cut this thing back right here. You can see the pulling guard, shooting more square skip pull, as we call it. There's the double team here coming off to the backer. See, right now the backers aren't nearly flowing as we thought they would. Now, 41 is, but the Willie's not. We thought these guys were really fast flow and we'd have a natural crease here, nor did we anticipate 27 being here. So, we're kind of shy guys here, and what happens is 27 takes himself out of the play. We got a pretty good block by 9 here, okay? Really bust butt here and drives 9 out. We're hinging here on the backside, and our back makes a heck of a cut here, all right? Now, the guard coming around, okay? His assignment is to double this guy. If that color shows, we want to double this guy right here. Okay, so we're going to get a double team on this guy. Once again, we anticipate that backer to be over, and we thought our guard would be on the backside backer. As it was, he's not going to bypass color, so he took this guy here, and we ended back in a nice cut because the center's back block here, and we're going to crease pretty good right here. And you can see the end result. 1-on-1 in the secondary is a big play for us. Same play. I think we had the same situation here. Once again, we anticipated them coming across pretty quick. Let's go tight view right away. I think it's easy for you to see this here. Okay, our double team's going to go here to here. We're back blocking here. We're skip pulling and coming around. We're hinging on the backside. We're in and out over here. He's going to block first guy who shows off, always inside out in this play. I'm downhill on this play right here. Cut here, cut here. Good block by the center here. As you can see, the backers didn't flow. Okay, 72 really is sitting inside. We anticipated him to be way over the top. He didn't do that, so we ended up losing our play side guard on 72 here. Okay, and we got here. We got split here. 77 will let it keep square. He's turning his shoulders. You can't do that on the scheme. And 76 and 77 are doubling this guy right here. But you can see we got the Willie on the backside. Good hard run. We didn't anticipate getting the flow here, and we should have stuck on this block right here, in my opinion. He's trying to block 2 guys, okay, at the point of attack here, and best we can do with that guy not flowing. Similar play here. Let's go tight view. All right, inside play once again. We call it kick. We're double teaming quick. Backside backer. We're anticipating him coming over the top. Back block. Skip pull come around. We hinge on the backside. Don't be soft on the hinge. Be active. I'm inside out over here. Okay. Fullback's blocking first man outside. So once again, it's a game plan. Guys are penetrating like crazy. Pursuing like crazy. Sit and cut back. Double team here. I think 67 can be a lot lower. See, probably the motion killed us here because we froze the linebackers here right now in pursuit, looking back in retrospect. Okay, pretty good job by 76 on the skip pull. Okay, just double that guy and get pushed. All right, not very good here by the tight end. He's got to step inside and cut that guy off, and we didn't get our hat inside here, okay? So, as it was a positive play for us, good hard run by the running back. Okay, as a matter of fact, we got pretty good push to pile situation here. Okay, we should get this thing going here. Once again, I thought we made the best out of a play where the backers didn't run as we thought they might here. Good block by 60 and made a pretty good crease there inside. Now, next play we got is the weak side power play. Now, we will tag this play a little bit differently than running the strong play here for us. What we're looking for in this play here is we're more conscious of how many people we have. We're much more conscious of how many people we have outside the tackle. This is a check with me play. In other words, we're not going to run the play if we feel that there are 2 outside over here and another linebacker plus here. We can block it with the middle linebacker here and 2 outside, but if we have a position where we have 2 outside and another backer to this side, we're not going to run the play. It's a check with me play, weak side power play. Here's a situation where we're running the play to a 7-man box. By game plan, we had thought that the wasn't going to be a factor in the play and that we could get away with running the play into this look. Now, as in contrast to the tight end side power play, the split end side power play, your double team always must go to the second backer. So wherever that person is, he could be a middle backer or he's the first backer backside, it's always number 2. And now you may not be as comfortable with the double teams. You may have to double team off a 3 technique to a Mike linebacker. So you got to take a look at the play here. You can see what we got. Good job here on the deuce block. When we have this situation, we have a middle linebacker. We really emphasize torquing the man over because he's got to get him over quick to have that. Now, when you do this, now you run the risk of linebacker run under. Okay, it's still we always settle step. We like the flipper, but because this guy, we have to get this done quickly. We're a little more conscious of torquing him over inside, heavy arming that guy and taking him. Great first step by the left tackle here. Came down inside, pushed over and up on the backer there. Now, fullback was inside out here. In my opinion, probably didn't read this right, but he got the block there. And really the back reads the guard here. Normal pull, we're drop stepping and cleaning our hips and blocking out. And pretty good job maintaining here. As you see, we got a 7-man box. We really don't get on the backside backer. But what happens here, he really can't make the play, gets caught up in the double team. There we're hinging once again. Inside, our eyes should be here. I'm down inside in case there's crap. Come back here. Should be a lot lower here. And you may want to check with me with the play. You don't want to run the play. Maybe you call the split inside power. If you don't like it, you call the tight inside power. Okay. Wide receiver here is going to block most dangerous man. These guys were a man team, so he's released inside. He wants to show you that shell, but play a hard man. So as this guy became immediate run support, he blocked this guy right here. Here's a good look here. A double team here, and it's not crystal clear, but we're out so quick it really doesn't matter in this play. Okay, we've got two outside here, but because we've got a middle linebacker look, we can live with this because we know our double team is going to get to him. Okay, we've got linebacker number 1 here outside, linebacker number 2. So our double team is going to 2, or if there's no double team, he's got to get to number 2. So we can have 1 for the fullback and 1 for the guard. If that linebacker, number 2 backer was here, we couldn't do that. We'd have no leverage to that guy. So in this case here, we've got 2 outside. But because it's a middle linebacker, we feel we have leverage. We're able to do this. Okay. So now we're going to block down. He can make a double team call if he wants. He probably will, just in case that guy loops outside. But those 2 have those 2. We're going to take our fullback. He's going to kick out or log him. We're going to pull our backside guard here. We're going to set inside, help on the 3, and come out. Now, with the tight end on the backside, what we'll do is we'll make a call, and between these 2, we'll sort out how to block the Sam to the defensive end. If it's a 9 technique and the Sam backer's inside, oftentimes we'll send the tight end up to block the Sam backer. Tackle will help the center and block out on the 9. If it's a 7 technique and the Sam's outside, lots of times we may have the tight end stay on the 7 technique. The tackle will help the 3 technique and pop out and block the wide guy over here. Now here's a case here where I think that the tackle did a pretty good job. That's the man that the fullback has. As he veered across his face, we just took it. Okay? Fullback did a nice job of cleaning up. So now, really, our guard now has the middle linebacker. It's all a matter. We got numbers, they got numbers. It's a matter of sorting it out now. Ideally, he should take him, but as he stepped inside, he saw the guy veer across his face, so he just collected him. Did a great job collecting him here, pinned him inside, and now you've got the fullback leveraged 36, who's sticking his head inside, and now you got the backside guard pulling for the Mike backer, and he's slow filling, and now we're in great shape, open field one-on-one. It's the way you want to do it. Similar play once again. You've got 2 outside, but a middle linebacker, look, they stem, no big deal. Block your assignments. Okay. Good job by the tackle coming down inside. Good job by the wide receiver. Okay, by blocks once again. We're going to make a double team call to here. Okay. Back blocking. You're reading the defensive end. Now they stem, so he sets inside. You gap steps or lateral steps in case he comes outside, doesn't show, then he climbs. And he's climbing to that middle backer now. Okay? Gap step down inside. The guy doesn't loop outside, so he's locked on. I'm back blocking, okay? 45-degree step. All right, I'm pulling. I'm giving presence and coming out, okay? That we talked about in the previous play. And we help on the 3, come back and block the 9. Tight end's released inside for leverage on the Sam backer over here. Okay, good job by the fullback. He played outstanding in this game. Inside out, guard's got him. Now, not a great block by the guard in the sense, but he covered him up enough. Couldn't really tell what to do with him. Kick him out of logs. So we covered him up. Back made him right. Now we're off to the races. This is a 2-by-1 set now. So these two have those two. Ran them off. Big on the backside. A heck of a play. So again, similar play again. Check with me. Middle linebacker look, 2 outside. Doesn't matter. So it's a nice job by the tackle here. Okay, kind of saw the same stuff we had previously. And here, we've got the backside safety making the play. And if that's the situation now, it's not too bad. Okay, we're running them off over here on the backside. Like to sustain our block back on the front side, but it's a 30-yard pickup here. All right, so we're going to, by rule, just to take you through what we're doing. By rule, we're going to double team here to here. That's going to be a tough double team because you got to get to that backer. 1, 2, backer. Okay, it's always the second backer for us when we're running the weak side power play. So those two have those two. Back blocking, kicking out, and he's going to read the fullback's block and block the next defender. Now, as it was, he recognized crap here, and he did a good job. This guy's going to veer across the tackle's face, and he's going to collect him and take him down, which is what we'd like to do. So they slanted. Good job. You can see why we gap step here. Good job by both here. Slight gap step, collect, take down. Great job by the left guard here. Just take him on down. These guys were a heavy movement team. This is what we worked this week. I'm close to holding, I understand. Would like to torque him here, okay? But collect him inside and take him down. And he just took him down. He's playing ball here. I don't like the hold, no, but we got the job done here, okay? Now, he came to take that guy. The guy disappeared, so he went next level. Okay, it's a pretty good job by the fullback now reading this. Now the guard, okay, I've got first out's color jersey. Now, when you do this, the guard cannot be pulling so fast he's right up the fullback's rear. Like on the strong side power, there's got to be a little separation here so he can read this block and react. And that's pretty good distance right there, okay? So he open his hips, drop step, open hips, and go. Leg tight end to be a lot quicker and get his hat across. This guy makes the play. Once again, we're doing the same thing. We're stepping down inside. Help take the edge off the center with this 3. Lots of times back blocking the 3 can be a bear. Take the edge off, come back, block this outside, block the the tight end side defensive end. Now, as I said, this tight end's got to go, man. He's late getting there, and this guy almost makes the play coming across. Good run by the back and pop it pretty good. Once again, we're going to run the same play. We're going to weak side power. Check with me. Okay, just a different formation, but we're on the same blocking scheme. That's what you want. Now watch the line stun here. We're going to get a 3-away twist here, okay? I think we ended up sorting it out. We lose our center here, but the line block, it's all the same. We're running the play because it's a 3-man side in our opinion, okay? 1, 2, 3. 3 guys over to that side with the middle linebacker. Look there. You can live with it, okay? You had 2 outside over here and a linebacker to that side, 4-man side. You can't run the play in our opinion. All right, so that's why we have it. Here's the case right here. They didn't take a very good pursuit angle. Got caught up inside. Heck of a job by the wide receiver, really. He engaged. That guy dropped and saw the guy came. And great block over here. And now we're off to the races going to the outside and see the end of the game. So let's stay in bounds, please. Okay, by rule, our double team should go here to here. Okay, we're going back block, pull around, read the fullback's block. Now what happens is they twist. So we lose our center. He stays on the twister. When they're twisting this way, they're going to pick up a guy over here that we don't have. The center realizes he's trying to help out on this, but he gets picked. So we take our steps. And we're just collecting them now because we kind of know what they're doing right now. So those two got those two. Take them down inside. Fullback ends up blocking him. Now the guard ends up blocking the looper, and we don't have a hat on the backer. They've got one more than we have right now. We can't get on the middle backer here because of the loop. He gets picked. He gets caught. Same thing on the backside. Now they changed up on us here. They're doing some deal here in the backside where they got man coverage on this guy, and so we're doing the same thing. We're hinging and coming inside, block these two. As I said, we're +1 here on the game. Fullback bends it outside. Great block by the fullback, just engulfed this guy. Good job by the wide receiver, as talked about. Now we're off to the races here. Now, next play we're going to show to you here is a play, misdirection play. And probably in all our offenses, we could run more of these plays here. On this particular play, we use the same rule of thumb. And now we're going to run a power play here where if we feel we have one extra outside or two outside and a back, we're not going to run the play. But here the line blocking rules are all the same as they were in the previous play. It's a weak side power play. Now what changes now is that the backside guard assumes the fullback's role. And the second puller, in this case the fullback, assumes what the guard did. So your line blocking doesn't change. Your rules don't change. It's what you want for your guys up front. We're double teaming to the second linebacker, okay? 1-2. So that double team is going to go to that guy, okay? Which the backside tackle, tight end, their assignments are the same as was on the previous play. What changes now is the guard and the fullback now. We were in a little misdirection play, so we're faking a play. We're faking an outside play to the right and coming back weak side. Wide receiver's going to block MDM. They're in a cover 4 shell where this guy's coming down, so he's going to come down and crack the invert guy here. Now, when we break you down, we want to see how they're going to do that with action away or double team. Is this guy a wrong arm guy? Is he upfield? And we try to tell this guard what he's going to encounter. We thought this guy would squeeze the hole, and that's what he did. We thought we'd have a chance to get this. We'd be able to log this, and so we're able to get outside. Notice the relationship that you want here. You don't want this guy so tight that he can't read the block. At the same time, you want that kind of relationship off the hip so the back can read his block as well. All right, now, they're going to be shy here. We're not going to have 1-for-1. Our wide receiver kind of gets caught up and not knowing what to do. He's not sure, hey, should I take him or should I take him, for fear of making a penalty here. So the fullback ends up blocking his guy. We're going to be shy a guy, but we're going to run off a corner, which I'll live with here. Let's go tight view. All right, here's our double team going here to here. Okay, once again, when you go into a middle backer, I think it's real important that you torque the guy. Now, here's what we talk about. I mean, here's a guy who's a nose almost, and he's arcing outside. That's why we still would call it the double team call here, because we're to help this guy out. All right, and we still want to get him up. Now, we'd like to get his hat in the outside. That's not as good as it could be. I think our footwork is atrocious here, okay? We should be gap stepping down with the inside foot here to help out and then come up over here. As soon as he's got a tough block, is they're angling this way. Same thing on the backside. We're coming here, and he's picking him up here on tackle bubble look. Now, guard's going to pull. Same technique as he did before, but now he's got to realize he's not reading anybody. He's initiating the block. I'd like him to be a lot lower, okay? If he pulls past your upfield shoulder, then you got to kick him out. Kind of right in no man's land, he's trying to torque this guy. Ideally, I talked about. We'd like to have our wide receiver block the safety coming down here. And you'll block somebody. Either block him or block him. As it was, we lose. We don't get anything out of anybody. And now we got to use our fullback. Really, we have 2 at the point of attack. Nice run by the back to get what he could get here, okay? But not as good as we could be on the particular play. Now we tag this a little bit. Now we run a lot of bunch stuff, where we run the bunch toss, where it's down, and pull, and then we want to run a counter out of this play. And this is the counter that we run. Now, when you can run it out like this, when you can, in this particular play, what we do here is running it out of this particular look. We're able to get the quarterback involved in the blocking. So we're going to run counter blocking. Our rules are the same, okay? But now we really don't care how many are outside, because we've got 1 extra with our quarterback. Now, I don't know if you want to live and die with this, given the nature of your quarterback, but our guy's pretty tough hombre, so we're going to actually toss as we're running Ball's tossed. He's going to take 2 steps, plant, and come back to the backside. Obviously, the play takes a little bit longer to develop. At the same time, we anticipate them moving pretty good here. Our line blocking is the same. We're going to double team down to the number 2 backer. But you're going to see now we're going to have hats for everybody. And it gives you one more way to run weak when you can pick up an extra blocker. Let's kind of take you back to this a little bit here. So we're going to number 2. So our tackle's going to release the number 2 backer. 1, 2. Okay, you get the Sam. And you get Sam, the Mike of the Will, 4-down scheme, 3. They're overshifted to the 3-by-1 set, which a lot of people do. All right, so we're going to double team here to here. Okay, we're going to back block here. We're going to pull, okay, and either log or kick out here. Okay, fullback's my second puller. He's going to react to what the guard does. If he logs, he's going outside. If he kicks out, he's going inside. We're going to toss the ball 3 steps that way and come back. Now your quarterback's the extra guy. He's on the first opposite color jersey that he sees. Okay, just kind of helping out over here. But, you got them all blocked here, and really you're +1. Okay. Gap step down inside. He's got 44. Okay, I think our footwork's not very good here. We're just down blocking here. We could do a better job, but not bad. Okay, we're stabbing to 3 and coming back over here. This guy should be arc releasing to the outside. We've got a blow an assignment here. Okay, and now we really are not sure what we got here. He's kind of caught in no man's land. He's trying to torque him. That guy reacts. He just maintains the block here and pushes him out. Back does a nice job of finding the crease here. 1, 2, receive it. Okay, we're inside, up inside. Good run by the back, a 15-yard pickup. Similar play here again, off the faking the toss with the counter action. Okay, now we kind of got more MDM here, immediate run support. You got that right here. Got the crack on that. Nice job over here. Okay, all the blocking is the same. It's all weak side power blocking. We got a little counter action to it. As I told you about before, you use the same blocking assignments for your big guys up front. Just a little wrinkle here. I thought we probably should have got a little more out of the play than what we did. Double team's going to go here to here. Okay, back blocking, pull and log or pull and kick. Second puller reads the guard's block, stab this and come back. Okay, arc release and go downfield. Tackle tight end, same scheme as they did in the previous play. Quarterback's an extra blocker at the point of attack. All right, here's double team technique once again because we're going to a middle backer. Probably going to torque this a little bit more. Pretty good job. You got him sealed off pretty good here. Like for the guard to be a little bit lower here. When he pulls, got to make a quick decision. Okay, you got to get the fullback back a little bit off the ball. We had him in motion. They give you a little window dressing here. Wide receiver, good block there. Now the quarterback's on the safety here. And if we sustain this block, now we might have had even a better play. We got hats for everybody now, which is what you want. You got a weak side play with hats for everybody. Doesn't get much better than that. We just got to sustain our blocks on the outside there. Now, same play, all right, but now the quarterback counter. Now you're back to your regular rules. I'm just trying to give you different ways to run counter plays with all power blocking. So this is counter blocking. Now, once again, this is similar to the very first play we had in this. This is a check with me type of play. Okay, we can't do this with more than 1 outside, 2 outside, and a play side backer. And then we got this little surprise here by the action of him. This is kind of worst case scenario for your pull and guard. You've got the man blitzing upfield. And this is what you got to pull and be able to block this. This is worst case, and then everything else to me is reaction to this. As it was, I thought we got lucky here. He made a pretty good effort. Now, it's quarterback counter. So once again, you got the beauty of a 2-back counter play, weak side counter play with your quarterback. So in theory, we should get a little bit different box here inside. So you get an 8-man box. So you got 3 wides out here on the edge. So it should lessen the people that you got blocking the box here. We're blocking MDM on the outside over here. We're going to pull. You're going to receive the handoff, take 1 step back. Guard kicks out, read the fullback's block. Let's run to daylight. Probably should run the play a little bit more here. All right, weak side power. Okay, those two have these two. So he's going down block. He's going to release inside. Should block that backer. 1, 2. It's 4-3 defense. 4 down, Sam the Mike and the Will. Okay, we're going to pull, kick out, or log the defensive end. He's got the second backer, the first linebacker to that side, 27, and we should be off to the races. Now, as it was, play side tackle and blocking 27. Okay, so he thought he had leverage to him, so he thought he was blitzing, so he took him. No problem. As long as you have leverage to him, take him. It's not bad. Now we just got to swap up. Now the fullback you have play side back where he got blocked, and you have next backer. And now you got pretty good. And you got two pretty good blocks here, point of attack, okay? And now you got your fullback in the open field one-on-one with the free safety. Your quarterback in the open field one-on-one with the free safety, and that's not too shabby. So, like I said, this is what you got. Pool, be alert for. This blocking is still the same on the backside. I think we've got some issues here. I'm not sure what family we put this in. I think we should be out here and probably stab and go over here. As it was, we ended up blocking 11 here. But it gives you a chance to run a weak side counter play, in this particular set. So I think you've seen, your sky's the limit what you can do with the weak side counter play based on that. I think what you need to be alert to is when you run weak, you have to have some parameters. You can't block them all, particularly if they have 2 outside. So you check with me. You check with me. You put it with a complementary play going strong. Or you can run it off toss action and pick up the fullback as an extra blocker going that way. But what I like about our scheme is that the line block and rules stay the same and gives you a chance to get power blocking or gap blocking with the pull or kick out there at the point of attack. Hope this has been profitable to you. Come visit us anytime in the spring. All right, and as always, a pleasure to share information about football with you. Take care. This concludes our section or our DVD on the power running game. As you can see, once your rules are established for your big guys up front, you can run the play out of a multitude of formations. It's sound football. What I like about the play is that you can run it just about every scheme. Once your kids have mastered double team techniques and pulling techniques to the backside, it gives you an element of power that I think is necessary to run in today's offenses. At the same time, you can take these same rules and apply them to the weak side, run weak side power plays, weak side counter plays, and really have an entire offense at your hands. I hope this has been of help to you in establishing a dominant running game for your team. Thank you.